What's going on, guys? King GPD here, and I'm gonna be ranking all the Destiny tiers. Well, I'm gonna be ranking all the Destiny DLCs, and of course, this is all my opinion. A link will be left in the description, so if you want to make your own tier list like this and tweet it at me, as you can see right here at King GPD on Twitter, you can send it to me and show me what you think of it. But again, this is all my opinion. You may not agree with it, but hey, let's get into this. So we're gonna start where it all began. Crota, or the Dark Below, depending on how you wanna call it. I call it Crota because like in my opinion, Crota's like one of the most iconic raids. I think most people liked Crota. Yeah, most people liked the Crota raid. In my opinion, the story of Crota, it's a Destiny 1 story. It could have been handled better. Of course, I've seen better stories, even from Destiny in general. So, story-wise, it's not that good. But gameplay-wise and content-wise, we got Necrochasm, one of my favorite Destiny guns. I did like Necrochasm. I like it. I liked its perk where if you got a headshot, it made a thrall explosion. I felt like that was a pretty cool ability. I know it's just Amped Firefly, but I still liked it because it was kind of unique, but kind of not unique, right? But overall, I think Crota or the Dark Below deserves a B. A B because here's the thing: it wasn't average. It was really above average for its time. The DLC, like again, looking at the grand scheme of things, was really good for what a Destiny DLC should be. It's not a D, C, or F. It's not an A. It's not quite that good, but it's not a C where it's average. It's really above average. We're gonna go to House of Wolves. I'll give this a D. I personally hated House of Wolves. I did not like. Oh, the name is slipping my head. The wave mode. I forgot what it was called. But where you go into Prison of Elders. Never mind. That's what it's called. It's called Prison of Elders. I didn't like Prison of Elders. I felt like they should have instead just given us a raid. Prison of Elders was not a fun thing for me to do. It was boring as hell. Fighting waves to waves, disarming mines, and then fighting his name eludes me right now. But then fighting that big boss at the end, and then you get rewards at the end. It wasn't fun. It was tedious. It was boring. It just the raid alone. The story was below average. It just wasn't a good story for me. I didn't enjoy House of Wolves. I felt like the stuff with Mara was really improved, but that was about it. The stuff with the Welkins was good, but that was about it. So we're gonna move on to the DLC that followed that. Taken King. Taken King is gonna get an A. Taken King, one of the best Destiny DLCs ever, from D1 and D2 ever. Actually, I'm gonna give it an S. It's the best Destiny DLC still to this day. I don't think anything can top Taken King. Oryx, the story with Oryx in general was amazing. This giant this giant not Taken Hive God. I'm pretty sure he's a Hive God, but this all-powerful character, and we killed the son, and he's out for revenge, as most people would be if you killed their son. The new supers, Sunbreaker, till this day is still one of my most favorite subclasses, or I guess subclasses. Sunbreaker, not Nighthawk. I guess Nighthawk was introduced in this DLC as well. Shadow Shot, in my opinion, again very fun. Emperor Palpatine hand. I forgot what it's called. Whatever. But the new DLC supers were amazing. It gave the game a whole lot more replayability. Touch of Malice. I personally never got it because I just didn't care about it because I didn't feel like you needed it. And I'm not really a completionist guy. But, that was fun for people who did that. The swords were introduced, which swords nowadays in Destiny 2 are basically a staple, right? If you don't have, the chainsaw sword Lament, or if you don't have a good sword with Whirlwind on it, And these also introduced the exotic swords. Raise Lighter, Boltcaster, and Dark Drinker, which it was so much fun, those DLCs. Like, Taken King took all the elements of Crota and just amplified it amazingly. It was just a good DLC. It's what we needed after that dry period of just, the Destiny content drop that happens after every DLC and after every major update. It was what we needed. It gave us a great raid with great raid mechanics. It was amazing in my opinion. It's the best Destiny DLC, and I will argue that. I will stand on my hill and die to that. The next DLC that followed it, Rise of Iron. It gets an A. I think Rise of Iron, after taking King, Rise of Iron was, it was going to be a hard thing to follow up after Rise of Iron. Not Rise of Iron, after taking King. Rise of Iron had some pretty high expectations. In my opinion, it kind of delivered on it. We got the new sword. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called like the Lone Wolf or something. I don't know off the top of my head. The story, where you become an Iron Lord, and you learn all about the Iron Lord's history, and you get to learn about Siva. Again, my opinion, I love the Wrath of the Machine. Is it Wrath of the Machine? I think it is Wrath of the Machine. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. Wrath of the Machine, where you fight the Siva boss. One of my most favorite raids. And then when you got Outbreak Prime. And then when you got Outbreak Prime, it was just so much fun. Outbreak Prime is one of the most fun guns in the game. Where it's, you shoot 3 times and there's little Siva things. It's so much fun. The boss, I'm pretty sure also... No, that was after that, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but Rise of Iron was pretty fun, in my opinion. And the story, again, it could have been better. It's, it's a Destiny DLC. You're not going to get great story with that until you look at D2, which we'll get into in a minute here. But Rise of Iron was so much fun. Iron Banner, they kind of revamped it in a way, where it was a lot more playable for me, in my opinion. The fire axe thing, that was a fun weapon that they introduced. I think that was pretty cool. Again, the Siva was a cool concept. I thoroughly enjoyed the idea of Siva. But yeah. So we're going to go on to Curse of the Osiris. I know everybody hates on Curse of the Osiris. It gets a D in my opinion. I don't think it's quite the worst. You're going to see my worst in a second. I don't think Curse of Osiris is quite the worst. The story was boring as hell. I forced myself to play through the story the first time. It was boring. And then all my other characters, it was even more boring. It was hard to level up characters at that point. To get all 3 of your characters because you had to play the story 3 times. That was not fun. It was not enjoyable. The story was boring as hell. Osiris was uninteresting. Sagira, she was alright. You know what I mean? Osiris wasn't a good character. Mercury, the planet in general, wasn't good. It just wasn't a good planet. And did we get a raid layer? I'm pretty sure we got a raid layer with this. I forgot which raid layer we got. Was this Eater of Worlds we got? When you go into I think that's where we got this. But I think we got that in an update, not part of the DLC. Yeah, I don't think any raid came with this DLC. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those are all free updates until we reached Forsaken and Shadowkeep. Or did Forsaken even get a raid? Yeah, I did. Okay, sorry, I'm rambling. I can't remember if Curse of Osiris had a raid, but I choose not to remember this DLC. It wasn't good. Worst Destiny DLC, Warmind. I hated Warmind. Warmind was not fun. Warmind was trash. One of the worst Destiny DLCs. The weapons were fun. The Ikelos weapons, again, the Ikelos V2 weapons right now, or 1.2, I forgot which it is, right now are good. The Ikelos shotgun was good. The way you got it was not. The tower defense mode sucked. Mars as a planet sucked. Was it Mars? Hold on. I can't remember if it was what planet it was, but I think it was Mars, because I remember it being, like, brown. I know that sounds stupid to say that, but I think it was Mars. I don't think it was Mars, though. Correct me in the comments again. I'm stupid. I can't quite remember every planet off my head. But, yeah, this DLC just wasn't fun. It just wasn't. The tower survival mode was like the worst part of that, and that was end game content because you got end game weapons, and like Ikelos was the best shotgun at that time, and the only way to get that was you had to wait for it to be the right week, which could take 3 whole weeks just for it to be be the right weapon, and then you had to do a tower mode 7 times just to get a chance to add it to drop. That was not a fun DLC. The strike that we got with it was not fun either. Every time we got the strike, I was like every time I was gonna do my weekly strike, powerful engram, I was like, nah, I hate this strike. I hated this strike. It was so boring. It wasn't good. The Worm God, Zal, not good. It was just, the story was bad. Nothing about this was fun. Annabray, super uninteresting. I found her and Rasputin's relationship completely and utterly boring. Almost as boring as Osiris and Sagira. Yet they had some comedy level. Some not good enough, but overall, I hated Warmind. Warmind was not fun for me as a Destiny player. We're gonna go Forsaken here. Forsaken is a B. For like Forsaken, I know some people have it better than Taken King. I wouldn't push it that far. It's not even better than Rise of Iron, in my opinion. Forsaken, the DLC that really started pushing the envelope with Destiny stories, so we started getting better stories in this. And they kill off Cade, a beloved franchise character. I thought they were going to bring him back. The fact that they killed Cade made me buy this DLC again, because at this point of my Destiny lifespan, I was like, nah, Warmind done killed my vibe for the game. I didn't want to play with it. I was like, nah, I can't play Destiny anymore. I'll probably play it like a regular person would play it. But I just couldn't myself. The DLC was so hard for me to sit through. It had ruined my Destiny experience. When I saw that they were gonna kill Cade, I was like, oh, I gotta play this DLC because this DLC gotta be good. They can't kill off Cade and then have a shit DLC. And it wasn't bad. It was really above average, which is what the C category is really for. It was fun. The raid we got in the Dreaming City, I loved all the story. I loved the lore. The Dreaming City with Marasov and Olden Solve was it was amazing. Like, and then we got new supers. Well, I guess we got new subclasses of the supers, right? Because it wasn't entirely new supers. It was just new like trees of the supers. But still, we got like Blade Barrage. I forgot. Yeah, we got Blade Barrage. Oh God, we got the deflecting hunter path. We got the long hammer. There's so many of them. I can't remember off the top of my head. But we got the new subclass trees. So that was fun. I always found those fun. Overall, yeah, besides the gear, I feel like Forsaken was content rich. I never felt like at least 1 week there wasn't something for me to do. Or so like, up until after you kind of done everything, because like after a while, Destiny starts making you repeat itself. But before that happened, I always felt like there was something to do. It felt like Forsaken took longer for me to fall out of love with the game than any other DLC. No other DLC has had the impact that Forsaken has had on me. Because again, I went from not wanting to play Destiny to, fuck it, it's an A now. It's not an S. Again, it's not going to be beat Taken King. It's not a B, it's an A. Forsaken had kind of revived my vibe for the game, really. Because again, like I said, I hated Warmind. Warmind done killed it for me. But this, it took me a long time to finally say, you know what? Destiny, it's dead for me. I can't play it anymore. I gotta play another set of games like Monster Hunter or something. That didn't happen for a long time. It took a very long time. It took, I don't know how many exactly weeks, but I grinded Destiny. I even played the story on all 3 of my characters and enjoyed it for 3 times. I enjoyed it every single time. So for that, it gets an A. Because again, it revives my love for the game. Shadowkeep. Shadowkeep gets a C. Shadowkeep was fun. The raid was alright. It wasn't like it was an amazing raid to rave about. Nothing special. I forgot to talk about the raid in Forsaken. The Forsaken raid, in my opinion, one of the best raids. Again, Again, it goes Oryx, and then it goes Dreaming City raid. So that's why I'm gonna repeat that. There, the Garden of Salvation raid, which was introduced in Shadowkeep, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong here. It was fun. Not a huge fan of it. Just kind of just me. You know, the loot we got from it looked cool, but that was about it. The story where Eris is on the moon, and this is the first time we get to see Eris since I think the end of Destiny 1? Yeah, that's the first time we've seen Eris since the end of Destiny 1. But we haven't seen her in a while. We meet her up. She's on the moon. We kind of learn about the darkness on there. The darkness is kind of mentioned on there. A little bit. Not entirely, but it's a little bit mentioned. But still, I've played better DLCs. It's kind of your run-of-the-mill average DLC. Now we're going to move on to Beyond Light. I had a video on it. You can check that out in the description below. That gets a B. Beyond Light, because Shadowkeep was so boring after I played it. And after I did the raid, I gave up on it. I was like, I got raid ready, ran the raid with my friends, gave up on it. Beyond Light hasn't done that for me yet. I haven't played Destiny as much, of course, because I've been busy with other stuff in my life. But Beyond Light has been a fun DLC. The story, again, like I said, the story writing has gotten better since Forsaken. This kind of keeps your attention. Instead of giving you like a go fetch quest, they would actually kind of keep you entertained with the story there. What's the super class called? The frost, the ice. Oh, the name is escaping my mind right now. The ice powers, the ice supers. Fun. Wish they did more with that in the raid though. I really wish the ice supers were utilized more in the raid. The weapons we got in the story, good. Overall, again, I've already laid out all my thoughts on this in another video, so it's kind of hard for me to give my thoughts again. But I thoroughly did enjoy Beyond Light. But yeah, so we're going to go over it one more time. So S tier, Taken King. A tier, Rise of Iron and Forsaken. B tier, Dark Below, Beyond Light. C tier, Shadowkeep. D tier, House of Wolves, Curse of Osiris. F tier, Warmind. So you guys can tweet this at me. Again, at KingGPD on Twitter. Link in the description below. You can also follow me while you're there. Oh, and thank you guys for watching my entire video. Like I said, follow me on Twitter. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. And I hope we see you guys in another video. Why don't you guys, also, go downstairs or go to your fridge, wherever you live. Grab a little water and make sure you stay hydrated for yourself. Take care. Goodbye.